must find the gratitude. All right, I'm going to probably use that as the thumbnail. So anyways, you have to find gratitude. You have to find gratitude for everything. And everything that you do, you must be the person you want to become. If you're trying to leave your 9 to 5, or you're you hate it and you're not giving your all and you're being lazy and you're not doing the things that you know you should do, that if you would do them, it would actually not be that bad. You have to find gratitude for all of it. And you have to constantly remember that you are showing your mind who you are, always, in every moment. Right now, I'm making a video because this action is showing the field who I truly am. But I'm not making this video because I want to quit my 9 to 5. I'm not making this video because I want to become rich and famous. I'm not making this video because of anything other than the fact that I just like making content. I feel like I have a new perspective on certain things. I believe that there is a grand spiritual awakening happening on earth right now. And I know that I've been called to share the information to the best of my ability. And that's my why. Because I believe in unity. I believe in community. I believe in getting people to think outside the box, to be able to think for themselves, to understand that this thing in here called your brain, your mind, is creating everything. That mind-body connection, that coherence with your heart, that's where it's at. But the only way you're ever going to change is by being aware of what is motivating the actions that you're taking. What are the thoughts that you're having? And what emotions are being driven, right, by that thought? And then what action is being taken? The caveat is that you almost are never aware of the actions that you're taking unless you first become aware of the thoughts that you are having. So if an opportunity presents itself for you to do something at like your 9 to 5 that you don't want to do, because maybe you're thinking, oh, I don't want to be here. I want to be on hit radio. I want to be a famous singer. I want to write my book. I want to make content. I want to, whatever dream reality you want. I want to drive Ferraris. I want to, whatever it is. If you're not willing to do what you don't want to do and be grateful for being where you don't want to be and take onus and know that you created that, then nothing else is going to change. What's happening? I want you to imagine this, right? Imagine a forest, okay? Close your eyes with me. Let's just do something here. Imagine a forest. And you see this one path over here is just, it's the best path you've ever seen. It is. It's a very beaten down, there's not a lot of brush. It's not very dense. You can walk right through it. And then over here, you see a path that is just dense. It looks like a freaking wall. Like you would need a machete to start cutting it down before you can even walk through. And then, maybe right here you see one that's like starting to kind of be carved out. Like maybe you've gone through it definitely with the machete and you've walked through it a couple times. Imagine those as neural pathways in your mind. Okay? Now, the path that you've walked down, that's your dominant action. It's so carved out in your brain that the body knows it better than the mind. You don't even know that you're doing it. You just don't know. That's why sometimes you're like, whoa, how the hell did I get to work? I don't even remember driving. Here I am. Because the body knows it better than mind. It's just driving you through life. And you don't need to think anymore. The path's clear. And then maybe you're trying to start like changing a new belief. And so that's where this one in the middle here is like just starting. Like I said, you kind of went through it with the machete already, but you got to keep walking that path a little bit, to wear it down and to clear it out so that the body knows it better than the mind, so that you don't think about walking down the path. It's just clear. You can just walk down it. And the actions that you take are what's going to clear that out. The walking down the path, that's the action. That is the physical action that you need to take to wear it down and to really solidify that new neural connection. Now, this other path over here, the one that's just dense, right? That's the unknown. It's scary. It looks just dreadful when you look at it, like, oh my God. But once you just start and you take that first swing and you start knocking the brush down and you start walking through it, building the path, you're going to start noticing that this one path over here that was clear, that was just easy to walk down, it starts becoming dense and it starts to grow over. And it's the neural pathway, right? The neurons that are firing and wiring together over here, they're no longer firing and wiring. They're getting weaker and they're being overgrown. As this new one over here with the new behavior, the new action, the new you, this path, you have no idea where it goes. You've never been down it. This path is going to lead to a new destiny, and it's going to be hard to get through. But eventually, that neural pathway, you're going to be chopping away, taking action. Next thing you know, you're going to turn around and you're going to look and you're going to, whoa. What once was not familiar is going to be familiar, and that's a new reality. The path down the unknown. But you got to uproot what's holding you back from that path. And it takes work. It takes becoming aware of your thoughts. It takes becoming aware of your feelings. And it takes a conscious choice in the actions that you take. If you're not going to become conscious of those things, you're just going to keep running down the safe path. But you can build out new pathways. But you got to take action and continue to walk down them. And in every moment, your actions matter. Not just when you want to do the thing that is, who you are. It's how disciplined are you with the food that you want to eat? The anterior midcingulate cortex is either going to continue to grow bigger or smaller based on these decisions. And the reason that's important is because that is basically what is directly correlated with the grit that you need to carve out this new path and to allow this old one to die, which is essentially to become something new. You become something new by changing the way you think, by changing the neurons that fire and wire together in your mind. And the most powerful thing that you can do is take action towards the new you. Look, if this path over here is the path that you go down where you don't watch your calories and you eat a bunch of junk food and you're constantly eating pizza and you're constantly eating bread and you have no conscious awareness of like how you're eating, but you're overweight and you don't want to be. And if this new one over here is the hard work, not eating the cookie today, being mindful of how much calories you're taking in, taking one more step by maybe even just a 15-minute brisk walk, just to get some more movement in your life, all the way to where, you will probably eventually be someone who gets into some type of physical fitness, whether that's yoga or exercise or running or whatever. It's just a new path for you, but it exists. Everything exists. Everything is a potential. So now I want you to do is this. I want you to look all around you right now. Just go ahead. Just do a 360. And know that at any point, you can take any path you want. So my question is, what paths do you keep walking down? Because that's why you have the life that you have. It's your beliefs that are creating it. And of course, your beliefs keep you in the familiar. It keeps you in the safe. This path no longer requires you to have the machete out. It no longer requires you to question what's going to be down this path. You already know. This one over here, though, that's where the change is at. That's where the new destiny lies. So I hope you found value in this video. I appreciate you being here. And remember that the most important thing that you can do is not think better thoughts, but become aware of the thoughts you are having through mindfulness. And then from that, start aligning those feelings with the proper actions. And actually even think about it. Every time that you're faced with that new choice or that new decision, imagine taking that machete and imagine one swipe, just know that that action is just one swipe towards a new you. And then you get to take another step. You don't get to see what's ahead of you until you do the work. Remember that. Your actions are what is ultimately telling the field, telling the universe who you are. It does not matter what you say. And it only matters what you think so that you can know what you're thinking, so that you can start rewriting that program. Journaling is important. First 5 minutes when you wake up, don't go to your phone. Just be mindful. What are your dominant thoughts right away in the morning? What is your mind trying to tell you to be? It's going to make you want to be familiar. Don't do that. Don't do the familiar. Do something new if you want to become something new. All right. I'm going to end this video. I appreciate you being here.